3, 2, 1, and action.
Jane, this film is a very emotional film. Do you ever go home depressed after a day of real emotional scenes?
Not anymore. I used to when I first started out, and I didn't have much experience in technique. I'd bring it home with me, but not anymore.
You can totally divorce yourself from these things now?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, right when we thought that Jane Fonda wasn't going to be controversial, now she's got murder, abortion, and the Catholic Church, all in the same film. Do you want people just to discuss these things and debate them? Is that why you like to get into these things, to spirit thoughts?
Well, I think it's great when movies make you think as well as entertaining you. I don't think that this one is about abortion. I mean, she wasn't trying to abort herself. It's not that it's not an issue that I don't care to tackle. I just don't think that that's what the movie's about. But no, I really wanted to do the movie because, first of all, it's a great mystery. It's a wonderful murder mystery that also happens to be about a real important question. Are there such things as the kinds of mysteries and miracles that can't be explained by science, by the human mind, or not? That's the ultimate conflict between my character and Anne Bancroft's character. And then also, it's just such fun to act. They're big scenes, meaty scenes that you can really get your teeth into.
Smoking wasn't a lot of fun, though, for you, was it?
Nah, no. I mean, they weren't real cigarettes. I wouldn't have gone back to smoking tobacco, but they were pretty yucky. You had to go to a health food store and get this stuff that all I can remember, I mean, the list of what was in it was about that long, and it included corn silk and mullein and some other kinds of flowers. Oh, they tasted terrible.
The performances in this film are really special. Anne Bancroft is a special actress.
Isn't she great? Yeah.
What about Meg Tilly? Tell me about her.
Meg is a young actress who has not had a lot of experience, and this is probably the hardest role for a young actress that I've ever come upon. She, at the same time, has to have a kind of a religious rapture. I mean, she bleeds at the hands, she has the stigmata, she sees the mother, Mary, speaks to her. So there's that kind of rapture, and at the same time she's a child who was molested very violently by her own mother. So she has that dark part of her, the damaged part of her. And both colors have to be present constantly. You have to believe in her rapture and you have to sense her damage. And because she doesn't have a lot of technique, she can't fake it, Meg Tilly, the actress. So she would become this person. In the scenes when I hypnotized her, her eyes would roll back into her head, her face would change color. She's just an extraordinary young actress, and it made my job real easy since I basically had to react off of her.
Do you enjoy doing a film that you just can act, you don't have to worry about the money part as a producer would?
Yeah, I thought it was fun. I mean, the last 6 films that I've done were all films that I developed and produced. So it was very nice just to act.
Are you acting for fun these days? I mean, obviously it's a business too, but not so much for the business. Was this more of a fun project for you, or was this?
I don't do them unless they're fun. I mean, life's too short and I'm too old, you know, and they're too hard. It takes a tremendous amount of hard work and discipline. It's a great sacrifice to do a film. In this case, I had to leave my family for 2.5 months. I mean, they came up here to visit me to Canada, but you know, you don't do it anymore. I don't do it for money anymore. I do it because I love to act and because there's something about the project that really just gets me here where I live, and I just feel like I've got to do it. Otherwise, I won't even do it anymore.
Let me hear some judgments from you on a few things. About Jane the actress, how do you think Jane the actress is, if you can get away from her and look at her? She's a great actress, a good actress. Are you happy with her performances?
I think I've been great. I think that I can be limited. I think that I have still a long way to go to expand my full potential. Sometimes I think that I don't have that potential, but I'm going to continue to try to expand the territory. I like challenges. Usually the best work I do is when I'm terrified. I was terrified all during the development of The Doll Maker, which I did last year on television and won an Emmy for. I wasn't sure I could do her, and she was a character I cared a lot about. The character that I'm doing next in a film called The Morning After, where I play an alcoholic ex-B movie actress, I'm very scared because the hardest thing in the world to do is a good drunk. But I usually work well when I'm scared. You know, I haven't yet, and I hope I never do get to a point where I'm not frightened anymore, where it just sort of comes easy and I can phone it in. I'm always nervous. I always think that I'm not good enough. Usually right before I start a movie, I want to say to the director, I think you've made a mistake, you should hire so-and-so.
What about comedy? You did 9 to 5, it was great, but you've really stayed away from it most of your career.
No, in fact, most of my most successful movies are comedies. Barefoot in the Park, Cat Ballou, 9 to 5, Fun with Dick and Jane, they were all comedies. I'm more like my comedies are best when I'm playing with someone who is a real comedian. I make a good straight man in a comedy. I'm real good at physical, I can do pratfalls, I'm real good at physical comedy. But there's certain kind of comedy that I'm not good at, and so I make sure I team up with someone who can do that stuff, like George Segal, for example.
We keep hearing there's going to be another 9 to 5 type movie. Is that ever going to happen?
Well, Dolly has been developing one, but I haven't seen it yet.
I understand there's a picture of you and Dolly and Lily in your house, so that movie must have been a little special for you. Comedy picture with you cross eyes, huh?
It was a very special movie. It was my idea. The casting was my idea, too. I'm real proud of it.
You're considered to be one of the most influential and admired women in the world. Does that role, is that comfortable for you to be admired and a role model for millions of women?
Well, you sort of don't go through the day thinking
about
you know,
being
as you're
admired.
sitting on the toilet or something, I'm the most admired woman in the world. No, I don't know what my kids would think about that. I think that when you're famous, you have a responsibility to be a role model. People look up to you, people admire you, they want to ask you questions, they want your autographs, and you know, God knows you get enough. There's a power that comes with that, there's money that comes with it, and the least you can do is try to give something back in the form of being responsible and being a role model, and so it doesn't feel like a weight or a responsibility in a negative sense. I'm proud that I have the opportunity in my life to be a role model.
Do you have any bad habits, Jane? I mean, we see you up there as perfect. You know, the physical fitness thing, the actress, you're brave, you go up there and make controversial statements and statements on positions that people feel but they're scared to go up and do. I mean, what's your bad habit? You've got to have one.
I'm not going to say it on public television, but I've got a lot of them. I'm lazy, for one thing, believe it or not. No, I have a lot of bad habits, you know, and some I hope to overcome. I keep working on them. I'm good at taking criticism, but I don't know. You know, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I'm afraid some of them I probably won't be able to
Speaking of that, final
overcome.
question. Has your dog been in any more trouble lately?
Oh, you know about my dog.
We know about your dog. He's a criminal. He's been hanging out with L.A. gangs or something like that?
My dog got away, and my husband was in the middle of a press conference on neighborhood crime when simultaneously our dog was arrested as an accomplice to a crime with about 4 gold chains around his neck. He'd been picked up by a gang and been used in a series of holdups. If you don't turn over your money, we're going to sick this big black dog on you. Of course, he's a pussycat. He's a great big black Labrador. But he got the taste of the nightlife.
Well, we all have problems in our family, and we have to live with that. Okay, thank you.
I wouldn't have believed it. If someone had put it in a movie, I wouldn't have believed it.
But that was
Do you want to do something else, Jim?
I mean, to us, of all people.
Well, I have a German Shepherd who's a criminal, too. He's a thief. He brings home shoes.
A little water.
We've got the same problem. We'll have to
No,
close
no,
our
just, no, it's okay. That's good. That's good. It's okay, just sit back. That's fine. Okay.
Criminal dog. That was a great story.
We can chat. Jimmy
Okay.
has to stay quiet, but we can talk. And that's asking Jim a lot. Jim likes to chat.
He's just going to react, or he's not going to
Yes,
do any
he's
of
just
his
reacting.
questions?
This is the toughest part of the work from Jim. Just be quiet for about
Yeah, you're
30
pretty
seconds.
good with those questions. It's funny, you ask questions that nobody else had asked, too. And is that unusual? I hope no one's watching this.
I'm a strange person. I do a lot of things that no one else is doing, but that's it.
Maybe the name has something to do with it. Are you a Democrat?
I'm a nothing. I'm with whoever the best person is. I know you're a Democrat, though. Okay.
No, I mean, I just think that